Dries van Langendonk, Jonkers, Schormans, Stout, Wise, Tobben and Tom van Langendonk. This time it's 13 minutes plus 1 additional lap. The red lights are ignited on the starting gantry here at the home of champions. And we are being made to wait quite a long time, but great formation, great prowess for these drivers to show the older drivers how it should be done. We've had a couple of false starts this weekend already, so hopefully we should be good to go. Lights out first time in this particular race. They come around the final corner. Into the tram lines they go. The revs on the Rotax engines roar into life, and we go lights out. It's a clean start thus far, as it looks like Strauven's got the initial advantage, and one of the Van Langendonks was trying, well, Swiderski had to go very wide. Van der Stroy's now down into what looks like 6th position behind Radenkovic. So Strauven and Nys, it looks like, are leading. Swiderski in 3rd. Looks like Radenkovic now in 4th. That could be Dries van Langendonk ahead of Tommy van der Stroys. And then could be Olivier Jonkers there as well, as Schormans might be a little bit further back, which looks to be the case. Around about, looks to be 9th position ahead of Ollie Wise from the United Kingdom. As, well, Strauven and Nys are literally attached by the bumpers. So this is going to allow Len Nys to get the slipstream, but he's probably assisting in some respects his teammate as they come across the line. They complete their first lap, and the gap between Strauven and Nys was just 74 1,000ths of a second. Then it was a further 2/10 thereof to Max Swiderski, Matej Radenkovic, Olivier Jonkers, Tommy van der Stroys, Dries van Langendonk, Karel Stout. Casper Schormans now drops down into 9th. And there's a little bit of a gap between the young Dutchman to the young Brit, Ollie Wise, who's getting a taste of European competition out here in Belgium. But the top 2 is now a top... I think I'm going to have kittens saying this. It looks to be a top 6 squabble. So Strauven leads, Nys, Swiderski, Radenkovic, van der Stroys. And it looks like we have Jonkers and Dries van Langendonk. That is the top 7. A little bit further back, you've got Karel Stout and Casper Schormans. Ollie Wise currently sitting in 10th position as Tom van Langendonk fends off Kaz Tobben going into turn 2, but Tobben takes the advantage, takes the position from the GKS driver quite nice and cleanly through turn 2. So from Strauven to Jonkers, as they crossed the finish line, it was just under 8.5 of a second. This definitely is going to be a lot closer than the first final we saw a bit earlier on today. But at the minute, Strauven is again holding on to the front of the field. But Nys and Swiderski really starting to... Well, Nys is being forced to the outside by Swiderski, who now slots into... 2nd position, and Van der Stroys is definitely gung-ho, guns ablaze, trying to go into turn number 10, and the 2 GKS drivers in the form of Dries van Langendonk and Olivier Jonkers nearly come to accidental contact there, as Van der Stroys was trying to position his car to go up the inside, but the 54 from the Netherlands couldn't do so far, as Swiderski now has the lead ahead of Strauven, Nys, Radenkovic, Dries van Langendonk, Olivier Jonkers, Tommy van der Stroys in 7th. Casper Schormans a little bit further back, but not by much, as Ollie Wise is having to battle away with Kaz Tobben and Tom van Langendonk, and that was very close as Tom van Langendonk really put one up the inside of Kaz Tobben going into turn 5. And Tobben now coming under pressure from Wise, heading down the back straight towards turn number 7. But at the front, it is still an absolute ding-dong battle. And Swiderski not leading anymore. Looks like that is Strauven that's leading. And Radenkovic tries to go side by side with Nice towards the outside line, heading into turn 10. Nice move by Len Nice to go up the inside of Max Swiderski. And there we have Dries van Langendonk trying to get past Matej Radenkovic, and that is allowed. Well, Schormans has just gone up the inside of Tommy van der Stroys, who retaliates rather quickly through the final couple of corners. And it is a bumping fest at the front of the field. And Straven, Nice and Swiderski separated by less than a tenth and a half. And here comes Dries van Langendonk and Olivier Jonkers a little bit further adrift. But Dries van Langendonk really getting racy all of a sudden and looks to close up towards the top three. Or is that Jonkers up in fourth place? They're coming through turn 7. But Straven now still holding on to the lead. Len Nice in second. Swiderski in third place. Dries van Langendonk, it looks like, in fourth. A little bit of a further gap back to Olivier Jonkers. We'll just see what is going on at the front of the field. So, yeah, Nice is in second, fending off Swiderski for second position. And then just behind is the 16 of Olivier Jonkers. So Jonkers ahead. Or is he? The thing is that with these white letters and red paint, I'm trying to see with the amount of side pod rubbing, rubber marks that you can see on the side pod. Sometimes it doesn't always keep the numbers quite clean, as there's a little bump from behind on Len Nice by Max Swiderski, who goes up the inside into turn 2, then into turn 3, makes the move for second. And at the minute, Dries van Langendonk is still in fourth. Olivier Jonkers in fifth, and can start to close down on those in front. And between Straven, Nice, Swiderski and Dries van Langendonk last time around, it was just under 3.5 tenths of a second, but the gaps seem to now be extending between the top 4. Well, not between the top 2, because Swiderski is really hot on the heels of Thomas Straven to retake that lead once again. We've gone to 6 minutes and 57 seconds, plus an additional lap left to go, and Swiderski is absolutely on fire. He's going to try and go up the inside of Straven into the final couple of corners, makes the move stick. But now this puts the boot on the other foot, as Straven will have the toe on Swiderski, as will, well, Nice is now down into fourth place. As Dries van Langendonk has got up into third place, could challenge Straven for second very shortly. And, well, there we go. Change for the lead. Straven back up the inside of Swiderski. And van Langendonk is going to try and go up the inside. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there. Van Langendonk had to go up the inside on turn 5 and ended up on the outside approach into turn number 6 and was nearly hung out to dry there. But luckily enough, kept a big grasp with both hands onto third place. But this is allowing Len Nice to keep in the fight for the lead. And Nice goes up the inside of Van Langendonk there to retake third position. This is allowing the likes of Olivier Jonkers, Tommy van der Stroys and Matej Radenkovic to close up. Meanwhile, Kasper Schormans languishing all the way down behind Karel Stout in 9th position. But Swiderski has now got the run on Straven, as van der Stroys is going to pull past Jonkers, I believe. Well, if he gets it right in the braking zone, no, he has to wait for it. So could get a better run out of the final couple of corners on the next lap, as long as he keeps it pinned razor sharp on the apex entry and exit. As Swiderski really pressurising Straven, but whilst he's doing that, he's got a choice to make. Do I go over after Straven, or do I battle against Len Nice and make sure he doesn't get second position? And when you're in this kind of pressure cooker situation, Swiderski is the meat in a GKS sandwich, but not for much longer, because Len Nice goes up the inside of the number 19. This is allowing Dries van Langendonk back into the fold. And could we very shortly see a trio of GKS Lemons Power karts at the front of the field? Not too sure. We'll find out very shortly. But Nice run on the back bumper of Straven. They resume their battle from earlier on, 4 minutes and 34. Plus an additional lap left to go, with Swiderski really trying to go up the inside of Nice into the braking zone into turn 2. But Tommy van der Stroys has really come back firing on all 125 cc's of that Rotax Max Evo engine. He's going to try and go up the inside of Van Langendonk, and is he going to do it on turn 6? He does. Up into fourth place goes the 54 from the Netherlands. And at the minute, Ollie Wise is doing a great job. Again, still, I think, by my reckoning, still sitting in 10th position. The 9 in front have got away, but he's having his own battle to contend with. So at the front of the field, it is still Strauven holding on. Strauven really trying to do his best, and he gets a little slight love tap from behind from Len Nys with Max Sadurski, and now Tommy van der Stroys. Van der Stroys really trying to assert his grasp on the championship, but he's got to just bide his time. He's got 3.5 minutes or so as Max Sadurski now goes up into second, but Len Nys takes the lead. So Nys and Sadurski, they seem to have got the slingshot past Strauven, who fires it up the inside of Sadurski, and then goes Van der Stroys. So Van der Stroys now up into third place, and this could be very, very hairy indeed for Dries van Langendonk, who gets hung out to dry on the outside of turn number 6, loses out to Sadurski and to Radenkovic. So very much the case that Van Langendonk now down, Dries van Langendonk now down into 6th position, as Van der Stroys has got past as Thomas Strauven up into 2nd position. Now as Strauven retaliates, and that was very close, nigh on side by side between Tommy van der Stroys. Oh, this is getting to be a blockfest out here a little bit, as Matej Radenkovic battling against the powers that are GKS Lemons, and one of which is Olivier Jonkers, the other is Dries van Langendonk. So Van Langendonk, I think, has just gone back down into 7th, make that 6th, and a little bit of side pod contact there. They do say Robbing's racing, but karting is a non-contact sport, as Van der Stroys looks to have relinquished 2nd and now dropped back into 3rd behind Thomas Strauven. And the gap between Nys and Strauven is just over 7 tenths. So Strauven took the win in the first one. Could it be another GKS driver that ends up taking a win? We'll find out very, very shortly indeed. So Van der Stroys back up into 2nd. Sadurski getting very, very daring on the outside of Thomas Strauven going into turn 10. Has to relinquish the position, but gets back on the power very, very quickly indeed. Strauven's looking all over the back, looking behind him as if to say, where is Max Sadurski? But then you can't count out Dries van Langendonk, as now Thomas Strauven down into 3rd place, having to battle with Sadurski and Dries van Langendonk, as Tommy van der Stroys is trying to close down on Len Nys. This could be very much a real confidence boost from the youngster from the Netherlands on the Paralin chassis in the number 54 towards his title aspirations in 2019. As Sadurski just fires it up the inside of Strauven. Here comes Dries van Langendonk trying to power his way past Strauven, but Strauven puts himself back behind Max Sadurski, as Van der Stroys has gone for the lead up the inside of Len Nys on turn 9. Has he made it? Yes, that's a clean move, but now he's got to fight for it. 43 seconds plus an additional lap. Tommy van der Stroys, having started from 4th, now hits the front of the field with just moments remaining, and he gets a little bump from behind. The drivers have to watch out, because obviously if there's a front fairing that's out of position, it's an automatic 5-second penalty post-race. Another bump from behind on Van der Stroys by Len Nys. The gap was just 84 thousandths of a second. Van der Stroys has got this, plus an additional lap to hold on for the lead and the victory. Max Sadurski in 3rd. Kasper Schulman's absolutely nowhere once again in this race. He's down back in 8th position, as Van der Stroys just fighting tooth and nail, going ultra defensive. The time has now run out. That's it. 13 minutes are over. It's down to this, plus another additional lap. So Van der Stroys wants to get back onto winning ways, as there's more ducking and diving and dicing between people, and it looks like Kasper Schulmans has got up the inside of Karel Stout, and they've been trading positions. But we come down towards the conclusion of this race. It's going to be one more lap to go. There's a little bit of daylight now between Van der Stroys and Len Nys for the race win. So we'll see what happens here. One more lap to go. So it's Van der Stroys versus Len Nys for the 2nd race victory of the weekend. .116 between the pair. Len Nyes trying to go round towards the outside. Cut back in. Get a bit more momentum carry. Heading into turn number 3. Swiderski battling against Thomas Strauven for position. Thank you, Dave. There's no front fairing penalties on these, but it's all the other characters as well. So Van der Stoys really has to outdrag Len Nyes, who's got towards the inside line. He's going for it up the inside of turn 7, and he makes the move. Nice work there by Len Nyes. It's on the last lap, but Tommy Van der Stoys has an opportunity. He's got to keep in close proximity with Len Nyes, as it looks like Thomas Strauven has got past Max Swiderski. This could be a run to the line. Tommy Van der Stoys is going to put it all on the line. He wants another victory. He hasn't had one since late March. He's got a real good run. He's got a real good turn of pace, but I don't know if Len Nyes has done enough. Let's see what happens as they come through the final couple of corners. Strauven blocking off Swiderski. It's going to be a run to the line. Who's going to get it? It's Tommy Van der Stoys is going to try for it, but he doesn't get it. Len Nyes takes the win by an absolute fraction. 0.057 of a second. Len Nyes takes the win. So that makes it Tommy Van der Stoys, Kasper Schomans, Max Swiderski, Thomas Strauven, and now 5 different winners. Len Nyes takes that by 0.057 of a second from Tommy Van der Stoys. That's a real good showing. They battled all the way through to the checkered flag by just 0.057 of a second between the pair at the flag. Thomas Strauven rounded out the top 3 ahead of Max Swiderski by, wait for it, 29 thousandths of a second. Dries van Langendonk in 5th, ahead of Buvin Powers, Matej Radenkovic, Olivier Jonkers in 7th, Kasper Schomans in 8th, Karel Stout in 9th, Ollie Wise again, another top 10 finish for the Brits in 10th place. Kaz Tobben and Tom van Langendonk round out the running order, all 12 of them. So what a job by Len Nyes, just to absolutely steal it like candy from a baby from Tommy Van der Stoys.